guys, so I'm starting to video off like this, so this is kind of an update of stuff I've been working on. So I've changed a lot of stuff. So basically, I am going to use this table for writing and some other like random stuff because I have would bring a laptop out here, which is my main workstation now. That I'll show you next after I finish this. So basically, my Mac Mini was my main machine, but I found out that it used 19 watts and it used less than this machine as a NAS, and so I basically don't have this on unless I need to use virtual machines, or that's about it. And then this Mac Mini runs 24/7, and basically it has UPS connected to it over there, and it allows you to control the power. Then I have another thing hooked up to it, which is my printer. This hard drive enclosure, which is has 4 hard drives in there. And then the other thing that's hooked up to there is this little dongle. The one right next to the blue one. That one is a USB to Ethernet extender. And so that is going into the room. And this is also I have another one which is right on there, connected to this one. And then this with blue and black thing is an HDMI splitter. I mean, it's an HDMI over Ethernet. So I have a black cable that I was using for this computer, which is connected to that. The orange cable, which I ran to connect to there, to the other adapter, and the yellow one, which I just ran today, goes to the other adapter in there. And then this is a USB. This is the USB powered. It's powered by power brick, and that goes here, which then has the main input, the output going to the input of there, and that goes into the room. This also basically connects to the graphics card of here and the Mac Mini over here. And the Mac Mini is on number 2, so when this turns on, it switches to number 1, and when it shuts down, it switches back to number 2. So, and since the Mac Mini is always on, it always switches back to number 2, and when this turns on, it switches to number 1. And I'll show you how I manage that. As you can see, there's no monitor, mouse here, and so there is also no monitor, mouse, and keyboard, and I would also have to basically come back here, press the button if I want to use it. Same with that one. Since that stays as on 24/7, I can just restart it from the room. So let me just show you everything else that's plugged into there. The Mac Mini. This is plugged into the surge protection because I don't need it on battery, because I won't be running this when there's power outage, but this has to run for a couple hours at least, so because of the Plex. I also have my modem, which is over here, connected to my UPS, and then over here that runs on there, that runs on battery. This little blue thing right here runs on battery, and this runs on battery in my room. So, and then all of that also runs on battery. So that stays running. The main network stays running for a couple hours at least. This stays running for at least about an hour, because that stays running for the stuff over there stays running for about 8 hours. This stays running for about 2 hours, and then the UPS sends a signal to send this to shut down at 25%, which is at 2 hours. And then this wouldn't be on, and this goes to sleep mode when it detects no input from the computer. Yes, it will drain the bad battery gradually, but I can only shut that down the UPS down to save battery, or flick the switch here, or put a smart predictor just to save that. But since that's always on, it doesn't really matter. So let me go to where everything else changed. So I also store right here stuff. So don't mind that SSD. That SSD was my time machine backup machine. My time machine backup SSD, which failed recently. So yeah, it was actually high quality SSD too. So it died because of too many writes. And there's an SSD in here, and this is an i3 10100F, 1050 Ti. Great for virtual machine stuff. And I can also have slots for 4 more SSDs, so, or 4 SSDs, whatever I decide to put in there. And also 32 gigs RAM, enough for a couple virtual machines. So going on to the next part that I'll show you. Sorry about the cable management. That this is just how it is, and I'm not gonna bother fixing it for the thing. I'm not gonna bother fixing it because I always ever change it. Same with here. So those 3 wires go right here. That bundle right there. That down there. So basically, this is my workstation spot. So basically, let me show you. So this pulled around here so I can use it for drawing. The monitor doesn't work on it because of this laptop only has 1 port, and when I tried splitting it, it just was finicky. Let's see. This is Apple keyboard that I've been using on my Mac, but I didn't want to have to get another keyboard just for this computer, so I use that. MX Master, this mouse for this keyboard, and the Stream Deck has had a makeover again, but with this one I have less stuff on there, which is basically just dashboard. It's my dashboard on Dashi, which also links to Heimdall. And then right here is a multi-action that does wake and log into remote desktop protocol. This one is OBS. It opens OBS for me. This is my record button for OBS. And this is the pause button. And then this one is kill all scenes, which basically just turns off all scenes because how I have OBS set up. Next to that is cam with the background, and then big screen cap, which is a multi-action that basically does little/big switches, and then capture card, PC, Mac, and desktop with overhead and picture-in-picture, and shut down, restart, and sleep. So to explain what some of this does is that this basically closes all scenes. This one basically is a multi-action that basically that turns off the rest of the scenes and turns on cam with background. So it's basically just a background scene that uses my green screen. And this one is big screen capture and little screen capture. So when I press it, it basically makes it gets a bigger web camera, and also switches to a smaller web camera once I press it again. And it also plays my lower thirds for HME. All these play lower thirds. This one right here is my PC, which is when I press this one, it will switch to NDI scene, where it'll switch to an NDI source where basically the computer is running on NDI, and then I use the keyboard and mouse to control it. Same with the Mac, it switches to NDI for the Mac, and then this one switches to desktop overhead. So that basically shows a picture of the stream deck. You press the button on the stream deck, and then picture in picture just basically is this camera right here and that camera up there. And so, and then restart allows me to restart, and then shut down allows me to shut down, and then sleeps the stream deck. But when I press the top one, which is wake, it sends a wake online command with command line, and it will open up a command line window, and it'll boot this computer. I mean the computer over here. So basically, right here you see my Mac Mini, which is in the background. So this keyboard and mouse is controlled. It's controlled on the Mac Mini. So when I press that button, it switches control to the PC. So when I press this, and then it switches input. So no more mouse movement. So when I press this button, wake PC, it switches. And it basically loads that. And so now as you can see, the keyboard works. And it also, what this one does when it loads OBS. It also loads it loads the software VMware Workstation in full screen. And then you see these red blender here. This one is a program script that runs to minimize and maximize. So if I want to record the desktop itself or Firefox, I don't want to have this open. I don't want to close it. So I can just open this again like this, and it just loads. And so how I made that script was with the script was actually made. I made the script as a CMD file, and I converted into into exe. So how I converted from CMD to BAT was basically just by renaming the CMD to .bat, and I made the BAT into an exe with a exe creator file software. And then so, and if I do this multi-action right here, where you see it says server RDP, which is remote desktop protocol. When you press it, it loads up here and it goes over here. And so normally you would just log in here to like go back in. To go back in the computer, and you can control the machine over here. This Windows machine, and so as you can see, I shut down the machine, it goes to my Mac. And so if I press this button again, over here, this is just a USB switcher. Switch to USB, and now switch. So there is like a 1 millisecond delay, and if you want to get higher quality image, because this is a 1440p panel, but it's running at 1080p because of that device over there behind the computer only supports 1080p. And so if you want the 4K versions, will be more expensive. But basically, if you're just trying to control the computer, doesn't have to be high quality. But if you're gaming from it, you should probably go for the quality you actually pick. So, that shows what that does. And so now let me show you what this one does. So this right here is big screen cap. So when I press it, it does that. and it shows the green screen. And by the way, this is running on laptop, so it's only using like 5.6% of CPU. So, and then when I press again, it goes into a smaller window. And then as you can see, kill all kills it and goes back to the screen, which just looks like it's a wallpaper, which looks like it's my screen wallpaper, but it's just a wallpaper I put on there to match, just making it easy transfer. So now, let me just show you the whole point of this. So basically, if we go here, as you can see, we press Mac. Sorry about that. I just thought, because I usually don't change scenes all that much, and when I do, it usually takes a while. So, this goes through, it's like 16 seconds. So if we go here, if you look here, oh, that will actually help if I actually move the camera. Okay, yeah, I think I know what the issue is. So with this one, I'm having an issue where, let's see. So this is like sort of my fault right here. So as you can see, that's what that is. As you can see, it's just was that issue. So you can see the Mac moving. So if we restart this, press restart, it should just work again. Oh yeah, that was just the network share. Okay. So now, as you can see, if we go over here and open up Firefox, there is a little bit of latency with this one because the Mac has so much stuff running on, because it has Docker running, Plex, so it's gonna be a little bit slower. But I just have this one so on here, so it would actually run. So for recording Docker related stuff. So basically, now if we press this button, it turns on the PC, and it will do. I'll show you what the PC one does. So, because right now, as you see, it is showing the Mac one, and now if we press let it load, because I haven't loaded yet. Oh, I'll show you that one. So if it isn't on, okay, there we go. So for some reason it wasn't switching. I wonder why it wasn't switching. Okay, that must be an issue with the Stream Deck application. Yeah. Stream Deck not detecting. Yeah, so, yep. So basically it does switches to there, which is this one. So if we move the mouse, by pressing this button and basically move it, you see it moves. So there's a little bit latency. So this is what I've been up to, and this laptop actually only had the one issue when I first got it. It's the driver issues, and that's because I'm running Windows 10. If I was running Windows 11, I wouldn't have the sound driver issue. But since I'm running Windows 10, I'm having the sound. There's no sound drivers on here for the sound card, so the speakers on this laptop does not work. So I have to use my Rodecaster and some speakers on there. So yeah, but so if you're getting this laptop, which is a HP something, it's a 15-inch, and so it would basically, you can get it Best Buy for like about $400 until Sunday, and this one basically has sound driver issues and stuff, and that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.